Hey friends, Powwow guy Rob Phoenix here. Hope you're all doing well. Today was a really good day. Today is Thursday, April 25th. I ended up having to take the day off of work because we had some workers coming to the house. They removed the steps going up to our front porch. They removed them, completely built new ones, and also the same on the back porch. It was just getting time. I mean, they're wooden steps. I mean, you have to replace those things every few years. But it was much needed work. It took them all day. But it was good. So while they were here, I got a lot of stuff done outside. I repainted a bunch of our outside stuff. I put some new chairs together for the patio out by the pond. I cut the grass. Um, Friend came over and he started pouring ashes into the garden. Uh, and at first I thought, why, that's not good. But I found out it was wood ash. It wasn't charcoal, but it was wood ash, which is actually very good for the soil. And that soil is sometimes is really good. Like last year, it was like a clay. Like in some days it was really good, but then other days it was so dense that it really prevented a lot of stuff from coming up properly. So this year we're going to do a couple different things to it. We have a guy coming next week, Wednesday or Thursday, to till it while then when he's down, we're going to add some fertilizer and some peat to it. And we have a process design. So you just got to take care. Like your garden is not just, you really got to address your garden soil every year. You got to make sure it's okay. It's some years are harsher on the soil than others. Last year, even though we grew corn and a couple other things that we didn't usually grow, like uh, the yield was not as good as it could have been. So this year, we really have to address our soil. And just get it back up to its potential. So don't neglect the soil in your garden. Just because you grew something last year doesn't mean you can grow it again, or that it will be as good. Remember also to plant like with various vegetables, there are certain herbs and such that you can plant alongside them to enhance their flavors and such. I talked about that the other day. But anyway, gardening is a lot more than just tossing stuff in the ground. You really kind of have to plan it out and think about it and what effect will this crop have on the soil and what we need to do next year to make your garden healthy again. Um, so anyway, one of the cool things that kind of happened today was when they removed the front steps. I mean, they removed everything. And this is like 12-foot wide steps that go up onto our front porch. When they removed all that, then there was access to underneath the front porch, and there, sitting in the corner, was what's called a witch jar or witch's bottle that I had made probably about 13 years ago. Um, and at the time, I had filled it with bits of broken mirror and rusty nails and, glass and whatever else. And well, now I don't know how or why, but the only thing inside this jar was black liquid. And I talked to a friend today, and him and I both agreed that there was probably so much crap thrown at me over the years that the witch's bottle really did its job. And now it's time to make a new one. This thing, there was no trace of, not even nails in there. Like I didn't open the jar, but it's just like halfway filled with this solid black liquid. You could hear a few things in there rattling around, but wow, I've never seen that before. So um I'll be making a new one, and this friend and I are going to get together, and there is something that we're going to do to dispose of the previous one. Certainly, I don't want to smash it or open it up because who knows what you unleash when you do that. But just as a refresher, a witch's bottle or a witch's jar is something you make. You fill it with broken and sharp objects, mirror and such. The idea is to deflect, and the sharpness is to destroy. But and then you also put something of yourself in, like a little bit of your blood, urine, semen, something, so that people out there who are working dark magic against you, your essence, quote unquote, is so concentrated in this jar that the magic hits the jar first and therefore protects you. And because of all the shards of stuff and the sharpness and the mirrors and such, it's either ripped to shreds or the magic is deflected back. So I just found it interesting that this one, I mean, it'd been there for like 13 years. But yeah, the only thing, it just had black, solid black liquid in it. And I just thought that was kind of interesting, spooky, maybe. But we will be ritualistically disposing of this. And a new one will be in its place. So that's good. But that's just really a good lesson. Like your protective stuff, I should have kept up with that. Well, that particular one. I mean, I have so many protective things going on around this property, but I guess I had just forgotten about that, just not thought about it. But I was glad that it was kind of unearthed because I'm going to make another one for out front. But yeah, our protections are not, forever. It's not this like infinite, level of protection. We have to kind of, you have to renew those. Number one, like weather and time can destroy things. You make something out of paper or maybe just like some flimsy wood or you paint something on a rock or whatever. I mean, weather and time are going to wear that down and then it goes away. It's not forever. Um, so you have to kind of keep up with those things. If you, if, excuse me, if you have like sorry, I'm having trouble tonight. If you have a period of your life where people are like coming at you or bad things are happening or lots going on, obviously what you're and you're and you're negatively affected by these things. Obviously, whatever you have in place is probably not good enough. So you need to just create all new stuff. And that's okay, you know. But it is a good reminder to keep up with your stuff. There's no such thing as once and done. You've got to keep up with it. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Another interesting thing, no, another interesting thing that happened today. Sorry, I've had a very long day. I was very busy all day, and I'm just tired, I think. I was taking the one dog on a walk, and we were up at the hill, and I say up the hill, it's just this hill up behind my house that just grows a bunch of herbs and such, and it's just a cool place to walk. Um, but Jojo was sniffing around, and I saw he was sniffing around a plant that I instantly recognize as something called poison hemlock. Stay away. Poison hemlock is like it's like it's like an epidemic that happens here. It's some years it's so bad that it's just so prevalent and you just have to be so so careful. Poison hemlock, generally speaking, is only poisonous. It's only harmful to you if ingested. Now in very tiny teeny little doses it could have medical benefits, but I don't even mess with it because if you go over that and ingest something just a little bit too much, you can be dead. Literally, it will kill you. Unfortunately, animals will eat it. And now I noticed like my dogs, if something's going on like with their stomach or whatever, they'll just chew on grass, leaves, everything. Their stomach's upset, so they come outside and the whole world is a salad bar to them. And they're just like chomping and chomping and chomping away. And then it makes them vomit. And it's just all very like whatever dogs need to do. But I don't want them chewing on this poison hemlock, obviously, because it's not ideal, but they will die. Um, just be careful with poison hemlock because some people think it's like it looks like wild parsley or something. And so there have been instances where people with the best of intentions have picked it, toss it in their salad or whatever, or toss it in soup and then they're poisoned. Like you don't want that. So you just have to be careful. South Central Pennsylvania this year, it looks like, I've seen poison hemlock around, just bits of it scattered here and there. But yeah, as soon as I saw it today, I like looked around, I realized the whole one section of the hill is just like thick with it. So please be careful. I didn't even touch it because some people actually can have a skin reaction to it. So best just to avoid it altogether. You don't want to touch it and get some kind of like poisonous oil on your fingers and then wipe your eyes or like your mouth or something and get it in your butt. Like just avoid it. just avoid it. So look it up. I don't know how to show pictures on here when I'm doing this Zoom kind of situation, but um, yeah, look it up. Make sure you can identify it. Don't pick it. Don't pick any plants that are touching it or very close to it. You just don't want to take that chance. Anyway, that's what I have to say about poison hemlock. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, wow. And I got back to the house with the dogs and or with Jojo. And the two workers were like just about preparing to eat their lunch. And I was like, guys, I just found a whole bunch of poison hemlock up in the hill. And they're just like, okay. They just didn't have the same appreciation I did for it. But, they were the only people here that I could talk to. And they just didn't, these two handymen, they didn't care. I mean, they were kind about it, but I could tell they didn't care. Um, but anyway, there you go. So that's all I have for tonight. Busy weekend coming up. It's Dungeons and Dragons weekend, so I'll be doing that this Saturday. But anyway, I can't think of anything else to say. So I hope you guys are all doing great. I hope you have some fun plans for the weekend. Here in South Central Pennsylvania next week, we're going to see the temperatures shoot up into the 80s, and I'm looking forward to it. So it might be a little chillier this weekend, maybe a little rain, maybe. But I think by Sunday and Monday, we're going to see hot, sunny weather, and I'm definitely here for it. It's time. So that's it for tonight. Hope you all have a good night. God bless you guys.